I am here. Hello, Blair.
Hi, Kim.
How art thou? I gotta get myself together.
The hair is looking good. The skin is looking. Girl, what are you using for your skin?
This is 58-year-old skin too.
Oh.
I'm using a product line called Specific Beauty.
Okay.
Of which there's actually an infomercial running that I'm on. It's Specific Beauty. It's a really wonderful line. It's made by a Black dermatologist for people of color, because our skin does different things that our sisters and brothers, that our non-melanated sisters and brothers does. So a tone and brightness and yeah. So Specific Beauty.
Okay.
You're welcome. And this is no work yet, but there will be work one day. Oh, there will be work. Am I too high? I feel like I'm too high. Am I too high? Too low?
First of all, oh yeah, let me know when you're ready, because I know you got.
I'm as ready as I'm gonna get. It's good. Yes.
Hey, first of all, thank you so much for joining me. Oh my gosh, you're an ant in my head.
I'll take it. I'll take
all
it
the time. But
I'll take it.
First of all, how are you handling COVID and quarantine? Is there something that you've learned about yourself during this crazy?
Yeah, I learned that just because, so the opposite of going out, and we're all upset that we can't go out, is to just go in. So I've been spending a lot of time going in. So I have been doing a lot of spiritual work, a lot of deep searching, a lot of crystals. I have crystals all on my desk, and crystals, like I'm all into the crystals and the selenite stars and all the things. So I've been really doing a lot of that spiritual work. So I go in so I don't have to go out, and in is so much safer anyway.
Oh, period. That is so true. This is a crazy time too, because a lot of people have like lost their motivation to pursue their dreams. Yeah. And I think it perfectly relates to, we have to talk, because I know before Living Single, you were in Living Color. And I know the transition from In Living Color to Living Single, you had no idea what was going to happen, because after your one season, you didn't know where your career was going to be, and there was no hope. So I think it kind of relates to people right now not knowing where they're going to be after this. Yeah. So let's help people who, you kind of went through the same thing already.
Yeah, it's sort of standing in the in-between place, that gap between knowing and not knowing. And I think what bridges the gap between knowing and not knowing, or surviving and thriving, is to just know that no matter what, I think the light always wins. I think the truth always comes out. I think that you have strength inside of you that you don't even know that you have, and just to become certain of those things. So there's always been times where we didn't know what was going to happen next. And maybe that's what the mystery of life is supposed to be, that we're not supposed to know everything. We're not supposed to know the answers until the answers are meant for us to know. And so to just trust yourself and look for stuff you can be certain in. So your friendships, your family, whatever you can root yourself into, stand in that place of truth and rootedness and well-being, and then the rest of it will take care of itself. Or you'll have the real armor on. Like I have an armor on right now that is an armor of, I don't know, like a spiritual truth. So it's like, what, I don't care what y'all say all up and through there. I know the truth within me of who I am and whose I am and what I'm really here to do. And so no matter what, as long as I show up and keep doing that and living from the space of what my gifts are, then I will be just fine. And so will the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's like not having people affect your journey, especially during this time.
Yes, that's it.
Because it's really hard to still pursue your dreams, whatever you're doing, and still think about people in your head thinking like, they think that I'm doing this, they think that I'm doing that. But it's like, no, everyone right now is taking a break, because it's like, it is going slower. Whatever you want to do, you just have to adjust. Don't abandon your goal, but you gotta adjust to it.
Adjust. And guess what? In that adjustment comes a whole other set of strength. So and the reason why I can talk like I got this, I got it.
Because you do.
This happened in 2000. Well, because I do, A, and B, because 2008, like this is like this catastrophe. Of course, this one feels more worldwide, and this feels more dangerous. But that fall down that we had in 2008, it's like I survived that. I'm ready for anything now. Really, maybe there's a strength in looking back at all the things you have survived and going, did I make it out okay? Let me pinch myself. I'm still here. I'll be just fine. And relying on the strength and the lessons that you learned all along the way means that you'll be okay for now too. And there are some unknowns. I don't want to discount them, but I'm standing on what I do know.
Yeah, I love that, because this is real, and everyone is experiencing this in every which way, because it's just crazy. But we have to talk about living single. Oh, Auntie Sam. First of all, I know I've seen interviews with Queen Latifah and Kim Fields, and they have said that they have talked about it and they're planning it. What can you tell us about the living single reboot? Oh my gosh, is it happening? Is it in the
So
works?
the line that I say everywhere, so I'll tell you that you're not getting an exclusive. What I always say is I have been neither contacted nor contracted, meaning all the powers that be have not yet come together to make it happen. I think it's something that would be wonderful. I think we all look good, so I want to see it happen. We all still look really good.
Mm-hmm.
And we also happen to have an epic text with the 6 of us. So the love is there. We still check in with each other. It's all right there. It's just a matter of, I guess, taking it off text and putting it on a page and putting it on a set, and let's just get it done. So I'm sure eventually it will happen. It's a matter of moving all the chess pieces so that it works. I would happily do it for at least a couple of years, and make the people laugh and enjoy and be introduced to a whole new generation. It would be really special. So anything can happen is what I'll say.
Yeah. I think Will and Grace, they did a really good job at just having a couple seasons, kind of reintroducing the cast, where they're at, updates, and then leaving it to where it is. It kind of was a good ending. I kind of want Living Single to go that route.
I would want that to just a little taste, and just enough so you get a taste, or not enough so that people go, well, I think they should have gone in this direction or this direction. Just give a little taste and go, thank you very much, good night, and be out. Anything can happen.
Exactly. I love that. But we have to talk about Black sitcoms in general, because it's so weird, because Moesha, Sister, Girlfriends, The Game, all these Black shows are coming back to streaming services. And a lot of people are so interested and want to watch them again. But it's so crazy, because right now there aren't that many Black sitcoms on prime time. So it's very interesting to me how it's like the viewers want to see more, but there aren't any. What do you have to say about that?
It's interesting. The viewers want to see more. And of course, we'll talk about In the Cut, which I'm on.
We are.
But the production companies aren't making more.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the answer is to that. I think it's interesting. There's obviously a hunger for it. There's obviously a desire for it. And you think that the people who make those kinds of decisions would go, the people want it. Let's give the people what they want.
Yeah.
But they're not. And so in the meantime, while they're not figuring that out, these streaming services will pick it up and give them an extra life. And then you have shows like In the Cut. You have producers like Bentley Evans, who's like, I'm here and I'm doing it. So come on and watch what I've got going on.
Yes. And it's kind of weird too, because I feel like it happens in a lot of, whether it's music, movies, but Living Single and Friends was always compared. And personally, in my opinion, they pretty much used Living Single as the blueprint and made it into Friends. But did you have an issue with that when when your show was ending and Friends was still thriving, but they pretty much were going off your guys' formula?
Yeah, I had a big issue with it. We had a big issue with it. And it was very well documented and understood that show came after ours, that show must have been our show must have influenced that show, because the network or the person who ran that network said, if there's any show that I could have bought, I wish I had bought Living Single. And lo and behold, that show, Friends, came out the next day. So it was well documented. We were fully aware of it. In the midst of it, we were both on Warner Brothers. We were both fully aware of the differences of the services that we got, of the money that we got. They were on the big lot that has all the most resources. We were on a ranch that had 2 stages. It was us and the Wayans brothers next door. There was a bunch of feral cats running around. Like, you know, we made it work. We had trailers out in the parking lot, you know, rounded up like a caravan of trailers. It was just a very different experience. So we were very aware of it, and yet we showed up to work every day with our best. We showed up to work every day understanding the culture that we were bringing forth with such excellence. So you can compare them all day long. You could compare the disparities all day long. In the end, I think we showed up and showed out with what we were given.
You guys did. And you guys have still made a hole in pop culture. It's still embedded, even in generations.
Yeah, people introduce it to their kids and their grandkids, and that means so much. And the thing too, and about us and a lot of these other shows, is that it still stands up. You're still seeing, you know, people that look like you, look like your aunties, look like your uncles. You see and witness and experience relationships and inside jokes that only we have, and we're hungry for it. And you know, perhaps the tide will turn or continue to turn the way it should.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about In the Cut. Don't worry about that, because we're going to get into some things. You and Mark Curry are joining the new season. But yes. I kind of want to relate this because I want to talk about voting with you. And just celebrities in politics. You mentioned how Living Single, your guys' cast, your guys' team was treated. It seems like you guys were given, like, I don't know, the leftovers of what other sitcoms had, white sitcoms.
But can I say something though?
Yeah.
Traditionally, Black people have been given leftovers, and we've made gold with it. We've spun it into gold over and over and over again. It gets a little exhausting. I mean, that's what Black Girl Magic and Black Boy Joy is all about. Like, we're known to be able to take what you give us and go, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? Let me spin it into gold. So it's like a tradition that we have, a creativity that we have. I think that's a part of the culture. Like I said, it can be tiring at times. It would be nice if it was just a little bit easier. But anyway, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. That was my point exactly. But I feel like, you know, a lot of people are saying, like, you know, celebrities should stay out of politics. But a lot of you guys, especially those that are African American, are going through the same things just in a different way. I mean, there's racism in a lot of other job platforms, but the same thing with actors and directors and, you know, in the movie and entertainment industry in general. So that was my point. But what is the importance for you of voting right now? And what is your message to people who aren't even registered or don't know what to do?
Well, you know, maybe it goes to what I was saying just now about taking what we have. So we have the situation that we have here in the country right now, the unrest, the truth that keeps being revealed more and more and more, the reminders of our culture, of our history. And we know that the more you know, the more you know. And when you stick your head in the sand and you pop up every once in a while, this is not fair, do right by us, and then put your head back in the sand, and nothing happens and nothing changes. And we do know that people fought hard and continue to fight hard for us, for our voices to be heard, for us to be seen. And why wouldn't you be a part of why wouldn't you be part of the change? Why wouldn't you be a part of using your voice in a very specific way? We know that that's where a lot of, you know, your power is in your rights. We fought for these rights. And so take those rights and use them. And then you can't complain when things don't go the way you want them to. And here's the thing, there's so many, it's not like there's only, I'm just going to say something that might be controversial. There's not only one Black agenda. There isn't. There are some of us who feel, you know, depending on where you are on the socioeconomic, whatever, depending on your level of education, depending on views that are a little different than others. The agenda is the Black agenda, from my perspective, is that you have rights, stand up for those rights, stand up for the power that you do have wherever you are, and vote and participate, and don't complain about it if you didn't participate in it. All right, I'll get off the soapbox now.
No, you're good. Amen to that. My barbershop growing up, it said, if you're not registered to vote or did not vote, do not complain. Because they would talk about politics, and before they even had an argument, they'd say, did you vote? And if you didn't vote, then they wouldn't even have a conversation with you.
Right. And even if you voted differently than I did, at least you participated in something that you believe in. So if you believe in something, enough to complain about it, then you should believe enough in it to do something about it. Oh, that's a quotable.
That is, I was just saying, this entire conversation is deep. Something about your energy and your soul. I don't know. I just feel like I could just sit down and have drinks with you and just talk about everything. Whether it's spirituality or politics, or I don't know. There's something about you.
Thank you. I work on me.
Yeah.
I've been working on me a long time. I will say I'm not probably the most political person. Like I tell you, who is the person to have those kind of conversations with? Erica Alexander. You need to have her on your show because she is very, really in the mix, in the midst and in the mix of politics in a way that I'm like so proud of, and so I just honor her in the way she does that. So that's not I would say my flag that I carry is the carry to know thyself, to do your spiritual work, and to be true to yourself and live your authentic life, whatever that looks like.
Ooh. Ooh, I wish I had my Bible next to me. I feel like I do with you talking to you on the phone. Okay, so we have to talk about In the Cut because, first of all, Mark Curry, I talked to him last week. Amazing conversation. Tell me about your character, and tell me about how you're introduced to the show.
Yes. So Bentley Evans, who's the producer, called and said, come on and be on my show. I was like, yes, I will, sir. I don't have to audition. Oh, this is, so that's a treat, right? When you reach a certain level, and certainly within our community, there are people who know me, know my work. Bentley said, come on, do the show. Yes. I get there, and the next thing he says was, just have fun. Do you. It's on the page, but bring your full self to it. So wait, I have freedom to be creative and to have fun. Great. So it starts there. It starts with the family feeling that he's created on his set. He's got, everyone's working together to make this show good and make it funny and make it great. So there's that. I play Trish, who takes over a business called Mabel's Tables. And she's the owner / head waitress / all the things. I love that for the most of the season, I'm wearing one outfit, this pink, really bad, apron and like waitress uniform and a snood. And I love it because she's very different from anyone that I've ever played. And I love that there's a feeling of collaboration. So this is the first show I've ever done where the writers are on the set at the same time that you're rehearsing and taping the show. So that means you do a line, the line is funny. If there's a writer who thinks that there's a better version of that line, they'll come and whisper it to you and go, okay, go do it again. And so it's a fully collaborative, fully fun, fully living, breathing experience. That was a great experience to do.
Good. I mean, just seeing your career and how you flourished, and I feel like too, you can see when someone's grown and not just their career, but themselves. And I can tell because you put that energy into other people. That's how you can feel it when there's growth, when that energy incorporates within someone else, if that makes sense.
Indeed. Well, there's only one of us here, and we're all here together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel I'm vibing off of your good energy and your yumminess, and you've clutched your pearls a couple of times and you've been here. So do you know what I mean? Like there's only one of us here. And I think the more you know yourself, the more you're able to see others, right? And see yourself in others.
Yeah.
That's too,
No.
Not woo. Is that too woo for you?
No, that is, it is deep and appropriate, because I feel like in today's society, we are lacking deepness. We are lacking that connection to have real conversations where I don't care about Instagram and how many likes you get and your comments. I don't care if you're, for me, it's who you are as a person, not what you portray to be. And I feel like that's one thing that I took away from COVID is just getting to the authentic, real part of people, because no one has time for the fake stuff at the end of the day.
Well, it's also really hard to maintain. You know, I used to say I have to be the authentic me because I can't keep that lie up that well. Because eventually the filters come off. Eventually, you know, the bumps and the bruises of life show, especially if you're trying to hide them so much. You know, look out for somebody who's spending a whole lot of time trying to hide something. It's because there's really something else that they think needs to be hidden, that they don't understand that the brave piece is to let it show and to let others see the real you. And what happens is that gives people courage and belief and possibility that, you know, who they are matters. And so I'm not saying I didn't put on a lash today. I did put on a lash, a little bit of tinted moisturizer and a little blush and a little lipstick and a little, you know, but I didn't put on a filter. There is no time for a filter. We don't have time for, other than the filters that we have to wear. I don't like wearing the mask anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put a mask over my whole life.
Oh.
Yes. Quotables.
That's what I'm talking about though. But I think, what was I going to say? It has something to do with losing yourself too. It's like, I don't want to lose myself. I love myself too much to cater to someone else. Like,
right.
Does that make sense?
Like, it does make sense. Okay. And you're fortunate that you've been on that quest already, and you and your show and you and your position that you're in, you will grow in that. You're allowing yourself to be seen, you're allowing the word, you know, this word to come out, and you're encouraging others to be exactly who they are and to be their beautiful, bold, perfectly imperfect selves.
Well, that's what True Hollywood Tea is all about. We're keeping it true in Hollywood, and Kim, you are true to yourself. And I'm
drinking some tea.
Oh, what? Thank you for keeping on to the theme. It was not planned, you guys. Well, you guys can catch Kim on Wednesdays in the cut, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bounce. Kim, do you have anything else you want to say to the teammates that are watching right now?
Yeah, so you have teammates, and I have a community.
What?
Get it?
Oh wait,
community.
And we have to talk about Community Mastermind too.
Yeah,
please.
I have something. So you have your teammates. I have something called the Community Mastermind, and it is just what it sounds like. It's a group of people that my business partner and I encourage and inspire and educate along their entrepreneurial journey. So giving people the resources they need to stand out bigger and better and more amazing than ever. So it's communitymastermind.com, and soon I have an upcoming summit called Captivating Conversations Summit 2 that I'm going to launch early November, and so you'll start hearing more about that, and I'd love to come back on your show and talk about it. Again, we're having a captivating conversation right now that's deeper and richer and more helpful than some of the silly
surface level.
Right, surface level. I don't
have time for the surface level stuff anymore, Kim. Especially now.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting.
It is. But guess what? We're not exhausted of seeing you. We can't wait to see you tonight. Remember, you guys, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Bounce TV in the cut. Kim, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. To be continued.
Yes, and hopefully next time we'll be in person and having tea doing this. How about that?
That would be very nice.
Let's speak into existence. We have to do more of that.
Speak into existence. It's happening.
Kim,
right.
thank you so much.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thank you guys for watching.
Bye, cutie pie.